city.
Gotta let you know where I come from.
I gotta hold down the city.
Gotta let you know.
I gotta hold down the city.
Gotta let you know where I come from.
Hit on my laps in the gym, the sweat ran off my skin. They thought I ran out of breath, but I was just catching my wind. That only happens to them. I gotta capture my win. I practice 31 days a month and I practice again. Was born equipped with sportsmanship, so I just laugh and I grin. Victory is my objective, I don't have to pretend. Spread my wings like an eagle and let them flap in the wind. No guts, no glory, no pain, no gain. These are actions of men. My teammate is a warrior, got my back to the end. My offense is God sent. You gon' have to defend. My crossover is vicious, I got more swagger than him. Hit the bottom of the net or the back of the rim. Your style is a flagrant foul, your score, I'ma take it down. All of your trash talking was pointless. Say it now, you slacking in goaltending. My actions are bone. Roll, win it.
I gotta hold down the city.
Gotta let you know where I come from.
I gotta hold down the city.
Gotta let you know.
I gotta hold down the city.
Gotta let you know where I come
I gotta
from.
hold a city down anyhow. They gon' have to really bow. Totally dominate the game in front of any crowd. I keep it 100 while you only keep it 50 thou. I can conquer any style. Victory is in me now. My time is now. Who said it was later? It comes natural. I got a competitive nature. Look at them guys when I'm coming. They be hot and I'm hunting. Luckily they been ducking me. You see lots of them running. Challenges, I embarrass them. They are dominant. Full of fire just like a dragon straight out of the dungeon. I'm just rising above it. You just lied to the public. I serve a purpose. You nervous with butterflies in your stomach. Don't.
Yo, Green, look what happened when the game got sloppy. Introducing the Lone Ranger and King Mosabi. The horses were big, the 10-gallon tracks. The hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps. Racking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is the shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat. We branched off, shine. I just waited our chance to blast off. Year rounds in possession of Black Poet, Nick Khalil, the NYGs. I'm making diamonds out of pressure. My pipes are intact. Don't believe me? Action pointing back to the track. These recordings be important and responsible for drama like Sarah Palin, Joe Biden, McCain, and Obama.
Man, listen, we be on a life or death mission. Get paid.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show. This is.
You're always going to have people who don't believe that you're really good at what you do. You know, and that's probably more so because they haven't figured out how to be good at what they know or don't even know how to do, you know. So, you know, that's just what it is. You know, every level you reach, you're going to come against obstacles. And you have to combat those obstacles in order to move forward. It's almost like you're playing a video game. You know what I mean? And then the prize is your sanity. Word.
Come on with it. Come on. Come on.
It's the Clippers and the City of Angels for a little interconference action here at the Staples Center. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball. On 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, they've got Jimmy Butler, D-Wade out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Taj Gibson, and it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. Butler kicks to Wade. No good from outside. And here's Los Angeles. The feed to Paul. Here is Mbah a Moute. And a miss there on the triple.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Nice make for him as they get the scoring started.
Yeah, he gets it going, and who knows now? You know, it might be a really big night in store for him.
Now, here's Redick. Picked by Griffin. Out to the wing. And Mbah-a-Moute dishes to Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. That savvy little up fake there. Fooling the D.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Lopez. Rondo drives in. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Redick is in the corner. Stolen by Wade. The shot is off. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. He lobs it up. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the donkey. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. Buries it from three-point range. Butler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What did you find out, DB?
He said Chris Paul is a major concern for them because of his ability to lead a team. He said it all starts with Paul because once he gets going and gets everyone involved, the whole team becomes a well-oiled machine. That is something we're definitely worried about.
Thank you, Doris.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Rondo kicks to Lopez. Looking for Wade. He gets it there. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Rondo against Paul. To the wing on the left. Redick for 3. No luck. And it's Chicago the other.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Here's Butler. There's the dish to Rondo. Lopez outside to the middle. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist from Lopez. 6 points for Wade.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
And Mbah-a-Moute kicks to Paul. Right side, Griffin. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Chicago leading by 3. Lopez, a screen on Paul. Rondo passes to Lopez. And Griffin sends it back. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Paul with the ball. He kicks it to Griffin. And Mbah-a-Moute dishes to Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Pulls up. Again, Los Angeles.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
In transition, here come the Bulls. And then Wade slams it in.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Now Rondo, following the three-point attempt by Blake Griffin. There's the triple. Wade missing again. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Rondo kicks to Lopez. Back to Rondo. Dishes to Wade. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Wade's got 10.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Now Mbah a Moute to the right side. Paul passes to Griffin. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Redick with the bucket.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Spates comes in for DeAndre Jordan, and it's Johnson in for Mbah a Moute.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road to illustrate how good they are on the road. Last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
So at Chicago now, Clippers able to drain the three. Lopez outside, feeds it to Butler. And there's the whistle, foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive.
And so Butler nails both of them.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Bulls trail by 4. Rondo with it. Gibson the screen. That's a 2 from Butler. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. 7 points for Butler.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Griffin can't get it to go in.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
LA's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
And that's not supposed to happen. Come on now, you're not supposed to throw an alley-oop from that kind of distance. Come on.
And then Clark to dunk it with authority.
Well, but how about the communication, guys? I got a feeling that's something they may have tried in practice.
Here is Rondo after Wesley Johnson's bucket. Lopez kicks to Wade. Here's Butler, and he dunks it down.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Paul against Butler. Paul dishes to space. Again, Los Angeles.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
And stolen by Spates. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Well, he just didn't make the catch. Didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Mirotic is checked in for Taj Gibson. Rondo against Paul. Rondo passes to Wade. Fires from 14. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
That's good. And 11 points for Butler.
This quarter has brought out the best in them, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Paul scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And stolen by Redick. A 3 ball. No good. Excellent D from Wade.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
An even 3-on-3 break. Paul for 3, and that one's good. Paul's got 7 points.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
And here's Rondo following the 3 from Chris Paul. The drive by Rondo. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Wade after the basket by Los Angeles. Offensive rebound. Here's Butler. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Here is Paul. 7 points in the game. Redick inside the line. No good on that last second attempt. You talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertical.
Vertically challenged. That's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Los Angeles.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Griffin is out there with Maurice Spates, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Tries from 16, and that one comes up a bit short.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season. Easily one of the most exciting teams to watch with their high-flying and high-scoring act and number one in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, and it's not just a flash for the Clippers on offense. You talked about their efficiency on the offensive end. Led the league in points scored per 100 possessions at 109.8.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Wade outside. Can they get it? Kicks it to Mirotic. Fires from the corner. And the Bulls get it back. Griffin with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Reddick's got the ball. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good. They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Paul kicks to Johnson. Pass to Spates. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Here's Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 6 points for Blake Griffin.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And, guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues and interviews he's engaging. Comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's Rondo penetrating. That shot is off target. That makes him 2 for 3. Throws it up high. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see it. An individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain this focus going forward.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including...
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Catching up on the... Changes for Los Angeles. Johnson, he's checked in for Spates. Bass comes in for Johnson. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Felton in for Paul.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
And the shot is good. Portis has got his second basket of the game.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Pierce is checked in for Bass, and it's Rivers in for Raymond Felton. Bulls trail by 19. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. D-Wade with an excellent pass there.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Rivers dishes to Johnson. Deep 2 from Crawford. Los Angeles with another miss.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And that one's good. And that's 13 points for Jimmy Butler.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
It was a trade that seemingly had been talked about for several years. Finally last season, Boston shipping out Rajon Rondo to the Dallas Mavericks, Clark, halfway through the season.
Yeah, and it seemed to me to be a trade that actually helped both teams.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Jordan, he's checked in for Johnson. And Bahamute comes in for Pierce. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Austin Rivers.
They've been outstanding from three-point range in this quarter.
And for Rondo, in the trade, he was able to get out of a rebuilding situation in Boston. It immediately helped a playoff contender in Dallas that was looking for help at that point guard position.
Paul passes to Mbamute. Griffin kicks to Paul. Redick with the 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Redick's got 27.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
And I tell you what, it was a rough go of things there early off for Rondo and Dallas. And, you know, even for great players, it's always an adjustment when you go from a position of comfort to a completely new environment. And even though you're going to a better team, there's going to be some hemming and hawing in terms of your role and how you fit in.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Butler. Wade misses.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach